Google and Meta still get all the attention, but the real fight is getting boring. It is about power contracts, cooling loops, and licensing deals that sound like a lawyer wrote your product roadmap. If that feels unglamorous, good. That is how you know the industry just turned into infrastructure. Hey friend, it's Monday, December 29th, 2025. I'm Ting Yan. The theme today is sitting in plain sight: the industrialization of intelligence. Frontier AI stopped being a software project. It is turning into an infrastructure balance sheet. OpenAI is the cleanest example. The projection floating around is $700 billion of Capex by 2029. That number is not a flex. It is a constraint. It basically tells you who gets to be in the room. If you are building an AI company and your plan assumes compute is a commodity, you are building on vibes. Scale is starting to look like the only moat that matters. And it changes hiring today. You need people who can negotiate supply, not just people who can tune prompts. That brings me to Nvidia. They just did a licensing deal with Grok, about $20 billion, to secure inference dominance. Using my framework here, the signal is that the margin war is moving to inference. That is where usage lives. That is where the recurring revenue hides. The noise is everybody still arguing about training leaderboards like it is a sport. The second order effect is that model choice becomes less important than inference routing. If Nvidia can own the fast path from model to answer, they get to tax the whole agent economy, even if the model came from someone else. Today's quote of the day is, "AGI's intelligence surpassing the sum of all human intelligence. We are 2 to 3 cranks away." That is Eric Schmidt posting on X. I like this quote because it is both optimistic and deeply tired, like a man who has read one too many timeline threads and still has board meetings. Okay, if intelligence is getting industrialized, the limiting reagent is electricity. Morgan Stanley is projecting a 44 gigawatt power gap for US data centers by 2028. That is not an AI problem. It is a grid problem. If you are a founder selling enterprise agents, your roadmap now includes your customer's energy budget. If you are an investor, the picks and shovels are starting to look like transformers, gas turbines, and specialized cooling. Vertical integration is showing up in robots too. Figure hit a $39 billion valuation by owning the full hardware and software stack. The joke is that humanoids are finally here. The less funny truth is that robotics punishes anyone who depends on 5 vendors and a prayer. Owning the stack is how you ship on time and how you control unit economics. Then you have the safety side getting operationalized. OpenAI is hiring a head of preparedness, $555,000 a year, because models are beginning to find critical vulnerabilities. That salary is not the story. The story is that red teaming is turning into core engineering work. If you are deploying agents inside real systems, you need adversarial testing in your CI pipeline, not as a one-off audit. So the big question tonight is this: if intelligence is becoming industrial, who in your world owns the bottleneck? Compute, power, deployment, or distribution? Have a tip? Send it our way. I'm Ting Yan from Chain of Thought. See you tomorrow.